Parliamentary procedure was created to keep organizations running in a smooth and efficient manner. Parliamentary procedure is defined as a code of ethics to be followed by individuals in a group to conduct business. Parliamentary procedure is unique to the democratic process. To learn parliamentary procedure is to learn democracy, allowing majority rule while giving the minority their say. We hope that this video will enable you to be involved in the decisions of your 4-H club and other organizations you may be a member of. The guide most commonly associated with parliamentary procedure is Robert's Rules of Order. Be sure you purchase the latest edition.
Unwritten rules are really important to understand because, quite frankly, what you don't know can hurt your career. So if you think about all these unwritten rules at workplaces which signal what kind of behavior might be expected or how performance is assessed and evaluated, think about how to access these unwritten rules. So first of all, you need to understand how to observe them and how to access them. Informal networks can be extremely helpful to understand unwritten rules at the workplace. Women actually find it much harder to get access to informal networks at the workplace in order to understand unwritten rules.
The judges at this competition is Czechoslovakia's Vera Chávslavská. In 1964 at the Tokyo Olympics, she established herself as one of the gymnastic greats with 3 golds and 2 silvers. Then, just after the Soviets occupied her home country at the '68 Olympics, she won 4 golds and 2 silvers, but not without a political statement, as Jim McKay described.
Listen to that roar for Vera Chávslavská. And now the Soviet anthem. And again she has turned her head to the right and down, just as she did at the last ceremony. This does not appear to be an accident.
You're looking at the woman that was my hero in '68. We're friends now, and I know the pain that she felt. I think the whole world knew.
Interesting how some of the more memorable Olympic moments did not occur during competition at all.
Before an organized meeting can occur, there should be an agenda. An agenda is the order of business for a specific meeting. The agenda should include the following: call to order, roll call, minutes, treasurer's report, committee reports, including standing committees and special committees, unfinished business, new business, and adjournment. Call to order is done by the president to bring the meeting to order, and for many organizations, such as 4-H, will include opening ceremonies such as pledges.
If this is A, then I call this B. And what happens then is quite simple. I do 3A, 1U1, 1B. 2A, 1B. 1A, 1B. 1A, 2B. 1A, 3B. So what happens is that you have a gradual shift.
From A to B.
From A to B. So this is the very first accumulation process. 1A, 2A, 3A, 1B. 1A, 2A, 1B. 1A, 1B, 1A, 1B, 2B.
From the rear, we see another aspect of the place that's quite fascinating: the movement of people across it. Choreography is wonderful, and choreography really is the right word. The way people move, circle, stop, speed up, the colors they wear. There's a beauty that they must often sense themselves. You see none of this in architectural photographs, usually quite empty of people. But visually, this movement is the ultimate test of a design. And and there's a lot of skill here. We track people on scores of crossing patterns with a digital timer, and never do they collide. A tiny hand signal, a brief retard, a tenth of a second. The timing is absolutely superlative. Think of the computers, the radar it would take to make their equivalent. Now, what's not taking place? People don't often stop to talk in the middle of a large space. They like to find places, steps, edges, flagpoles. Here's a map of a week's activity. The red squares are where people stop to talk, 51 instances in all. Only a few were in the center.
雄赳赳一对弟兄表演精彩花式操枪、转枪、抛枪，动作精准刚猛，但怎么突然来这招？跳动演出，围观民众也吓了一大跳。但还没完，弟兄们一下摆出打棒球的姿势，一下双手比 V 耍帅，这到底演哪出？
就前半段我看懂了，但后半段从那个太极拳到最后那个思想者的那个，我没看懂，不知道什么意思。
就发生了，好像有一个故事在里面，大概是这样子。
你知道那个故事是什么吗？
是不是有关于背叛或者是怎么样的？
看不懂没关系，因为这表演就是要观众各自解读。来自以色列的艺术团体公共运动接受台湾美术馆邀请，为亚洲艺术双面展表演，特别找来3军一队退伍弟兄协会联手操刀，推出操枪混搭现代舞的荣耀礼宾。
For people to reconsider or rethink their attention or their relationship to this place and to the performance of this power of the honor guards.
这是一对操练结合现代舞和戏剧，颠覆一对硬邦邦、一板一眼的形象，也给民众不同的视觉享受。中天新闻李宏杰、李明珍台北采访报道。
Now, after you've done that, after you've established your process to get your team members to give you improvements to all of your procedures or parts of your procedures or areas of your business that cause trouble or what we might call ugly bits of your business, the next step is to test the relevance and the power and ease of use of the procedure that you've just created. And a simple way of doing that is get someone who doesn't normally perform that task to follow the procedure. Simply follow the written procedure without any external verbal instructions or any guidance how to do it, just to see what's missing, what needs to be added, and how well this procedure works. The benefits of doing this is it creates a more robust procedure. If you allow somebody who already knows how to do that task to test that procedure, you need to understand that they will already have that intellectual property, that experience in their mind, and it sort of skews the results a little bit. It doesn't give you a really true indication as to whether this procedure can be effortlessly followed. And that's what we're after, a procedure that can be effortlessly followed by people who don't normally follow or don't normally take responsibility for this area and this activity in the business.
What are unwritten rules? They can be impacting what kind of behavior the leadership group would like to see. They can impact how your performance is assessed. They can impact how you communicate. It is really important for your career advancement to understand those unwritten rules.
It should be. Hello! Welcome to Ouroboros Corporation. We are so glad that you've joined our global team.
Welcome. We hope you will enjoy your time with us.
Over your next 2 weeks of orientation sessions, you'll be seeing several videos, such as this one, all of which will be very important.
Very important.
However, this one is the most important one of all.
This is the very most vital information we can pass along to you during your time at Ouroboros. Of course, we are talking about workplace bathroom etiquette.
Here at Ouroboros, we feel that the manners you demonstrate in the workplace restroom reflect your manners in the rest of the workplace.
So make sure you're not pissing anyone off.
Speaking of, let's begin with some rules for navigating the delicate world of urination. Beth, would you like to start?
But I don't have to go.
I meant start going over the rules.
Oh, sure. I'll go over the rules of the women's restroom, and Jack here will talk about the creepy world of the men's restroom.
It's not creepy, Beth.
Yeah, okay. Ladies, the first rule of peeing in the women's restroom is no talking. None. Not on a cell phone, and definitely not to each other. Got that one? Let's move on. Don't hover. Sure, you may squat a few inches above the seat in other public restrooms, but you know you can't do it without peeing on the seat. What happens if your boss uses the stall after you? You're fired is what?
Now for us guys out there, we have some rules about workplace restroom urination as well. First off, no eye contact. Avoid looking at any other men in the restroom. Don't even glance at them. And definitely don't look anywhere near their private zone. This could get you fired immediately.
Even when there's no apparent functional reason of any kind, people move chairs. Watch this girl. Now she's no more in the sun than she was before. Watch this fellow. Very unusual behavior. This man is starting something. Soon we're going to have a game of musical chairs. Just why these men all started to move, one could never know. But they did. The interesting thing, though, is about 4 minutes after the beginning of this, all the chairs were back where they started from.
One other feature of these stools made a lot of people uncomfortable. You could only sit on them if you were white. It wasn't an official company-wide Woolworth policy, but each store manager was allowed to segregate the counter if he chose to, and the department store giant was a landmark of Main Street America. So when 4 young Greensboro men wanted to challenge the invisible color line, Woolworth's was where they went. The date was February 1st, 1960. The 4 teenagers, freshmen at a local university, entered Woolworth's and began shopping for school supplies. It was a calculated move, meant to point out the hypocrisy of a store which would accept their money at the checkout, but not at the lunch counter. Receipts in hand, 2 by 2, they approached the forbidden stools.
All around this room, the bottom lips of the patrons were dropping, and people were just absolutely standing and staring and looking as though they were fixed in time.
McCain expected to be cracked over the head, hauled off to jail, or both. And sure enough, a police officer soon appeared.
And he started to pace the counter back and forth, and as he walked back and forth, he started to pound his nightstick in his hand. But after he paced 3 times with his nightstick, I said to myself, we've got him. He really doesn't know what to do.